Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. And just as I was about to start recording, I saw that all of the details for the Gundam Girls' Generation Lacus Clyne pilot suit version were released. She'll go for 24,200 yen, 170 US, and she is quite the impressive looking figure. As in, she's got quite the assets going for her. She's 1/8 scale, she comes with an acrylic base, and her pose is definitely highlighting her curves, which is of course also helped by that pilot suit, which is less of a pilot suit and more of a mobile tray suit from G Gundam. She's slated for a March release, and pre-orders will begin on the 13th, so tomorrow/today, depending on your time zone. Although, do keep in mind that she'll only be available from certain places. We of course have Premium Bandai, followed by Ami, Volks, and Yellow Submarine. On to the Gunpla news then, that I originally wanted to start with. We have known about the high-grade Hizack Custom Advanced Zeta Reboot version for quite some time, but it has finally gone up for pre-order also on Premium Bandai. It is of course based on the Hobby Hizack model kit, but it does come with quite some new parts, including the more spiky shoulder armor and its signature large beam rifle, which can also be folded up and stored on the backpack. The only thing that I'm missing here is the beam saber that is supposed to be stored on the back skirt, which would have been a nice addition considering that this kit is going for 3,080 yen, 22 US. But this thing can be yours in December. And over at the Gundam base on September the 14th, you can get the clear version of the SDW Heroes Superior Formula Final Dragon. A very colorful machine that doesn't just consist of clear parts. Some parts have sparkles included and other parts are plated. Which then of course also means that it does have an impressive price tag to match. 5,280 yen or 37 US. And on the figure front then, we're also starting with a clear version, courtesy of the next Gundam Capsule action. And this time it is the Gundam Exia. They haven't announced when this gachapon will be deployed in the wild, but when it does, 1,500 yen, around 10 US, will get you an Exia in either standard colors or in clear red colors. And I think this might be the first time that I would prefer to get the clear version over the standard version. Because when you think about it, the clear red version does also kind of appear in the anime. When I saw it, it immediately reminded me of the after images that the Trans Am mode creates. But unfortunately, they also announced a Premium Bandai exclusive capsule action set. It goes for 4,950 yen, 35 US, and comes with the Strike Rouge, regular Strike but in phase shift down colors, and the Ootori Striker Pack with all of its goodies. So, at the very least, you are getting a fair amount of bang for your buck. And this set can be yours in January, which is also when you can get the FW Gundam Converge Impulse Gundam Silhouette set, which is equally Premium Bandai Limited. It'll set you back 5,390 yen, 38 US, and included are the Force Impulse, which comes with an open shield and beam rifle, the Sword Impulse, which comes with a closed shield, beam rifle, 2 stored swords, 2 active swords, and 2 swords in their combined mode, and the Blast Impulse, which comes with a closed shield, beam rifle, and a beam javelin. Also included is a soda-flavored piece of chewing gum and a Core Splendor part, which you can attach to the backpack in case you want to display one of your impulses without their, silhouette pack. Which is something that you might want to do because the silhouettes can be mounted on the Eclipse Gundam. Staying with the Seed universe then, they also announced some prize items. First up, the one that will no doubt be the most popular, the Glitter and Glamours Lacus Clyne pilot suit version from Gundam Seed Freedom. A somewhat cheaper but equally amazing looking version of the Gundam Girls Generation version of the Lacus Clyne pilot suit version. And this one can be yours in February. And for being a mere price figure, again, it does look quite good. The next three figures then are a bit less conventional. In November, there is the Mighty Strike Freedom Gundam's head. In January, a pink Haro. And in February, the Destiny Gundam Spec 2's head. And the reason that I say that they're a bit less conventional is because they're all speakers, which you can either attach to your computer or your phone. So the big question is, how do they sound? Because I honestly don't really have high hopes for a prize item having good speakers in them. And it also doesn't look like they'll connect through Bluetooth, because the Haro is confirmed to connect through USB, but there is no information on how the Gundam heads are going to connect. And then finally we have a new set of Gundam Military Generation figures. And I say new because they are just cheaper repackagings of already released versions. But credit where credit is due, thanks to them cutting down on the packaging cost and by cutting down on the more pointless accessories, the figures are now available for 3,300 yen, 23 US, which is much more in line with what I'd be willing to pay for these figures. Amuro no longer comes with Frau, but does still include the important Operation V manual and his Haro. Char no longer has his time bombs or his ladder, which, Jesus, what is he gonna do without his ladder? But he does also no longer come with a spare head to display him without his helmet. Rama then divorced Haman and also no longer comes with his cup, and Sayla no longer comes with her suitcase full of gold or the pieces to make the cockpit seat when combined with the other two generic pilot figures. Now I just hope that their quality control has gotten a bit better. But if you do want one of these, they are regular releases and are slated for a March release, so I will have them linked down below. Still somewhat figure related then are these Amuro and Char Chibi plushies. They both go for 2,420 yen each, which is around 17-18 US. They're slated for a November release and are available for pre-order from Shop Nui, which is also linked down below. And for the Char plushie, you can remove the helmet and the eye mask, but what the actual eyes on the doll look like, you'll have to buy the doll to figure that out. And some miscellaneous merchandise was also announced this week. Through Premium Bandai, you can get two types of Char Custom ICID card cases, going for 4,400 yen each, 31 US. And through the Granup store, there's a lot of Gundam Seed Destiny things featuring the main characters from Gundam Seed Destiny. Unfortunately, no Mayrin. There's an acrylic pen stand for 1,430 yen, 10 US, keychains for 495 yen, 3 US, a pair of badges for 770 yen, 5 US, an acrylic keychain for 880 yen, 6 US, clear files for 550 yen, 4 US, and stickers for 440 yen, 3 US, all of which are slated for an October release. And what is also going to be releasing in October is Gundam Silver Phantom, on the 4th to be exact. So since it is getting pretty close now, they also unveiled some more information about the characters and the mobile suits that will appear in it. We have Azami Megine, who used to be a high-ranking officer of the Federation Forces, but then decided that it was a great idea to start collaborating with Neo Zeon Forces. As a result, she is now hiding with the sleeves for her own protection. And her personality is even less to write home about. She is described as a narcissist, and she has the amazing skill of turning everyone against her by like picking apart every little thing that they say. I think I know which website she likes to use. And her underling is Joff ID. He's been her bodyguard ever since Azumi was a Federation soldier, so I guess he also defected alongside her. He's an excellent pilot and is now part of a sleeve squad known as RGTS. And his mobile suit is a red Zissa that has been customized to his liking, as well as with the typical markings of the sleeves machines. Fixie Fix then, amazing name by the way, is just described as having a deep connection with Babia, who is one of the main characters, and he also has a great influence on her. And finally, we have Haro, who really just gets a standard introduction here. It's a pet robot made by the Sun Corporation, it's been customized, and it is a lovable companion who sometimes helps out and sometimes gets in the way, which is basically the description of every Haro in the Gundam universe. And we also got the Japanese voice actors for the main cast. The male protagonist is Yuki Shin, known for playing Takemichi Hanagaki in Tokyo Revengers. The female protagonist is Atsumi Tanezaki, famous as Yor from Spy Family and Frieren from Frieren. Babia is Maria Issei, who played Loni in Gundam Unicorn. Mabel is Yukari Oribe, who recently starred as Morana and Miranda in the Netflix Castlevania series. Haro is Ryo Hirohashi, better known as Tales from Sonic or Gyonko from Build Fighters. Fixie Fix is Yuki Kaji, who was the Liu Bell Gundam in SD Gundam Sangokuden Brave Battle Warriors. Azami is Kikiko Inoue, who played Kazumi Mizuho in Please Teacher and Lust in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And Joff is Hiruya Egashira, or G for Volta from Armored Core 6. Meanwhile, on the gaming front then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the NTX has joined the fray, while on Steam you can suit up with the Engage 0 income equip type. In the global version of UC Engage, the UR RX-93FF New Gundam and Amuro Ray have become available as extreme limited unit assemblies, and a new Battle Rush event has gone live. And in the Arsenal Base arcade game, Unit Tribe Season 4 has gone live. It comes with a total of 97 cards to collect, and they'll focus mainly on Gundam 00, G Gundam, Victory Gundam, and G Recco. Other things that they've introduced is the Special Secret Rarity, which is the newest, rarest card type you can get. There is a new raid boss, being the Alpha Aziero Evil version, and new mobile suit abilities have become available. In other news then, from September the 14th to December the 2nd, the Kimitoshi Yamane exhibition will be held at the Iwami Art Museum, and from February the 7th to March the 30th, the Pop-Over Musashino Art Festival will be held in Tokorozawa, and will feature artworks from famous anime like Mazinger Z, Brave Raideen, Voltus V, and Mobile Suit Gundam. As for the things you could get this week then, we are immediately heading over to the reading material. There was the Autumn 2024 version of Great Mechanics G, which also includes a special feature for the 25th anniversary of Turn A Gundam, and Science Fiction, Animation, and War, a book that promises to give us an analysis of how various anime view war from the perspective of international politics, with the main animes covered being Yamato, the OG Gundam, Macross, and even Gelion. All anime that deal with war in their very own unique way, so it's a shame that this book is only going to be available in Japanese, because I can imagine that a lot of people would love to read this thing. And for the apparel news then, Bankore kicked things off on the 6th with pre-orders for a bunch of Gundam Wing things. You can get the main cast on a big acrylic stand for 2,750 yen each, 19 US, being Hiro, Duo, Troa, Katra, Wufei, Rolina, and Zex. And then you can also get the original 5 Gundams, as well as the Tallgeese and the Epion, on a variety of things as well. There's a t-shirt for 3,850 yen, 27 US, a tapestry for 3,300 yen, 23 US, a vertical bath towel for 3,850 yen, 27 US, a horizontal bath towel for also 3,850 yen, 27 US, and an acrylic keychain for 880 yen, 6 US. All of which are scheduled for an October release. And this was then followed by pre-orders for a couples acrylic stand, featuring Hizack and Diarca from Gundam Seed Freedom. It goes for 3,850 yen, 27 US, and this thing is slated for a November release. From Physical Strict G-Stores, meanwhile, you could get these Char's counterattack inspired shoes through their collaboration with Spingle. Each pair will go for 23,100 yen, 163 US, and is inspired by either the new Gundam with a white and blue color scheme, or the Sazabi with a black and red color scheme. And at their online store, the Gundam series 45th anniversary collection went up for pre-order. For 4,730 yen, 33 US, there's a t-shirt with either the main anniversary illustration, the RX-78-2 New Gundam and Unicorn Gundam, Sharzaku, the Sazabi, and the Sinanju, or a Haro made out of the names of past Gundam series. And for 880 yen, 6 US, there is a yellow or white Haro keychain. These items will be shipping out sometime this month, but they'll also be available in the physical stores from the 14th. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.